Alright, man. If you watch a previous video of mine where I went over all of the moves teams made during the offseason, I consider the signing of Kris Wright by Our Motorsports to be the worst offseason move entering 2025. And not only has Kris Wright been proving me right so far in that assessment, but he has actually been worse than even I thought, and that's saying a lot. I knew the signing was gonna be bad, but I didn't think it would be an absolute disaster. Like, it was already bad enough that he wrecked Josh Bilicki at Daytona the way he did, because with no context, it looks like an extremely boneheaded move. But what's even worse is that he's changed the story on that wreck, not once, but twice. First, it was the brakes failing, but then after radio communication confirmed that while he did have a brake problem, that wasn't the reason he wrecked, he proceeds to throw his spotter under the bus because apparently the reason he didn't slow down was because he couldn't clearly see the car slowing down in front of him to enter pit road, and he wouldn't hit the brake pedal until his spotter told him to. If you think that's a valid excuse, I'm sorry, you need to get yourself checked, bro, because it doesn't work like that. Saying stuff like that is already grounds for getting your license revoked. But it doesn't stop there, because the following race at Atlanta, he gets into it with Bilicki again, and when Josh rightfully calls him out on it, not forgetting what happened at Daytona, of course, and also because they got into it again at COTA the week after, which is what actually set up this whole chain of events. It was Josh tweeting about how he was having a good race until his incident with Kris Wright happened. This guy has the balls to tweet that he got loose and that Josh finished them off, therefore it's his fault, even though if you look back at that incident, the 5 car got loose on his own and collected Bilicki's 91. Josh's reply was very savage too, by the way. You should go back to IMSA to race against doctors. Like, god damn, dude, I didn't know you had it in your bag like that. But anyways, after getting absolutely cooked by Josh on that exchange, Kris Wright decides, for some reason, to revisit the incident they had at Atlanta the week before, with pictures included this time, and he straight up blames Bilicki for the incident in question, even though you can see very clearly that Wright, who is the car on the left for your reference, he came down on Josh and wrecked both of them out. Obviously, he got so much backlash that he turned off replies and also deleted some other unhinged tweets that I sadly couldn't find because they were already deleted, but some screenshots are still out there if you know where to find them. And in the process, he also changed the story of his Daytona wreck again, saying that no, it was actually a brake failure that caused it, it wasn't his spotter after all. Which of course amused Josh because again, that's the second time he got changed the story. But the situation got so bad for Kris that his brother Kevin joined in on the Twitter beef, only for him to also get into it with fans and defend his brother, which led to Josh pulling the "wanna see the SMT data" thread to shut them up for good. So it was a pretty brief spat, all things considered, but we got the receipts, man. Kris Wright is just as bad of a driver as he is a person, and that apparently goes for his family as well. I mean, going at it with fans on Twitter who dare to disagree with him or rightfully call them out on their BS, it's not a cash money move. And while the tweets may be gone, the streets will never forget this Kris Wright arc.